I think we used the same intro last time.
Where's my music? There it is. Welcome to Dem Boyz, a podcast that's going to get really into hockey pretty soon. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of dat win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and Seinfeld references. And I should say something. I was like, we're getting real close to the point where I'm going to have to tell Donnie to earmuffs it because I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to do Andy. Yeah, I'm going to have to tell Andy that I'm going to do a swear on the show at some point. Oh, we're not there yet. Hopefully, I'm going to do a swear.
Maybe. Okay. Well, anyway, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Our patron saint / cowboy this week is running back, speaking of Andy, Anthony A-Train Thomas, who was born in my neck of the woods, kind of, Pineville, Louisiana. He enrolled at the University of Michigan, 1997, and he was given the nickname A-Train by one Brent Musburger, apparently. According to
You're looking live.
Yeah, you're looking live at the A-Train. As a freshman, Thomas earned Big Ten Freshman of the Year. He was a member of the undefeated national championship team. That was the same year, I believe, that Charles Woodson won the Heisman Trophy, if I'm not mistaken. He would go on to break Jamie Morris's Michigan rushing yard record, and he would break Tyrone Wheatley's career touchdown record. Both of those records were later broken by Mike Hart and current Rams running back Blake Corum, respectively.
Blake Corum is sitting on my fantasy bench. That's how bad my running back situation is.
Blake Corum will be on my fantasy team hopefully tomorrow because I have to drop your cousin because he busted his ankle up. So, right, pour one out. In 2001, Thomas was drafted by the Chicago Bears. Shout out to Andy. In the second round, 38th overall. He would go on to earn AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year honors after rushing for 1,183 yards and helping lead the Bears to a 13-3 record. Thomas would remain the Bears' top running back in 2002 and 2003. He would rush for 1,024 yards in 2003 before Thomas Jones took over the Bears' lead back role in 2004. 2005, he would sign with your Dallas Cowboys. He was expected to be the backup for Julius Jones, another patron Saint Cowboy. However, due to his ineffectiveness and subsequent emergence of the late, great Marion Barber III, Anthony Thomas was released by the Cowboys in November, but quickly signed by the Saints after they had lost running back Deuce McAllister to a season-ending knee injury. In 2006, Thomas would sign with the Buffalo Bills. He would appear in 16 games, starting 2. He would remain with the Bills until he was placed on IR in 2007. For his career, Thomas amassed 3,891 rushing yards, 23 rushing touchdowns, 756 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. In 2011, Thomas served as running backs coach at West Virginia Wesleyan College, and the following year he was promoted to special teams coordinator and assistant head coach. I do not know if he still has that job.
I was going to ask, what is he? Is he still over there now, or do we know what he's up to these days?
That's where Wikipedia stopped, was with that little nugget. In 2015, I do know this, Anthony Thomas was selected for induction into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. So congratulations to him. I'm Paul the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts. Now a word from, Izzy.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
Welcome into the show. Two fans who just
Who's ready for draft? Who's ready for draft season?
I did tweet the NFL Stock Exchange podcast and said, "Look, we're basically going to be a draft podcast for the next
we have plenty of time."
Months, so. Well, why don't you come on board?
In case you're interested, the Stars are currently trailing 1-0 the Minnesota Wild in their preseason game.
Oh, did the season start?
It starts 2 weeks from Thursday, so in 16 days, basically. October 9th is when the Stars kick off their season, so we'll be ready. Right, Paul?
Well, or the drop the puck on the season.
Yeah, they'll drop the puck. Yeah, they'll.
There you
go. There you go. Look at you.
Yeah, see, I know hockey. I can pick this up. No big deal. So before we get into, I guess, talking about football in a little bit, a couple housekeeping items here. You can contact the show. We do have a couple of more emails from our buddy Donnie.
Ooh.
But if you want to contact the show and air your grievances about your team, or if you feel good about your team, you can do that too. Bless Them Boys.
We're not reading those on the air. This is a shot. This podcast is dedicated to Schadenfreude. There is no happiness allowed.
So that Chiefs fan that emails us, no, they probably wouldn't be happy right now.
No, they're not emailing us right now. No, the Colts fans.
The Colts fans.
There you go. Step off.
Any Colts fan that emails us, sorry, we'll refrain from reading your email. But please do send those emails. blessthemboys@gmail.com. BLESSDEMBOYZ. We're still on X at bless_dem_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316 PAULELLIOTT. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. Still on Blue Sky, even though we don't check it that much. We're still there.
We do have a couple of new bot followers over on the X machine. So shout out to the bots.
Shout out to the bots. Some classy dames.
Yeah.
You can also check us out.
They're a full-figured gal.
Full-figured gal. You can also check us out. We're on Spotify and Apple. Please rate and review the show. Leave a 5-star review, hopefully. Subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. You can also check us out, obviously, here on YouTube if you're watching us now. First of all, thank you. Second of all, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button while you're here. And we again appreciate all the feedback, good, bad.
Most of the
otherwise,
feedback.
Most. Yeah, you were. So Brandon alerted me that. So Brandon has been doing a great job of putting some of these short videos up on our YouTube channel, and he put one. Was this like 2 weeks ago? The Jalen Hurts one.
This was this past week. It was like yeah.
And we were talking about Jalen Hurts being a top 5 quarterback, and we had our thoughts, and we got some feedback on those thoughts. And free country, everybody's entitled to their opinions.
We're entitled to disagree with those opinions and find them laughably stupid.
You want to send that feedback to @Ball from Grace, but
Ball from Grace is spelled PAULEL. There we go. We're off to a great start here, Paul.
Hey, man. Hey, we got to laugh. Look, our teams are in misery right now.
Mm-hmm.
We might as well be in a Stephen King novel the way they're playing. We'll get to the rest of the football talk in a second, but first, here at Bless Them Boys do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
Where are you, George? George.
Didn't show up for work.
He did not. He's holding.
But enough about
his car was
actually
here. His car was here when I got here this morning.
He burning the midnight oil.
Yeah.
So actually, shout out to Jason Alexander. It is his birthday today. So happy birthday, buddy.
So our birthdays are one day apart then.
There you go. That's right. We got a birthday boy on the show here tonight. So happy birthday to you too, buddy.
Thanks.
Or early birthday. Let me be among the first to tell you happy birthday.
I appreciate that. My teams are not doing much to make it a happy birthday.
Well, what are you going to do? Speaking of what you get up to this past week?
We didn't really do much this weekend because I think Saturday we just spent I spent cooking most of the day. We watched a couple more episodes of the Cowboys documentary, so we got through the back-to-back Super Bowls. I don't think my wife was aware that the Bills had lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, and because it showed them losing the second one, and then they showed up to play the Cowboys, and my wife was like, "They lost 3 in a row. That's so sad." And I was like,
"Sweetie,"
I was like, "Guess what?" I didn't spoil it for her. But I was like, I got some bad news. It gets worse.
So I picture like the usual Netflix, because whenever you watch those Netflix documentaries, it's like they get to a certain point where like at the end of an episode, it's like you can tell something bad's going to happen in the next episode, or something bad is going to be revealed in the next episode. So that's why I picture your wife watching this. It's like at the end of this episode, it's like, and the Bills lost their third straight. Like, oh man, that's really rough.
That's really tragic.
So she's like, oh my god.
They did squeeze it in those two into one, because like the 92 championship game against San Francisco was like a whole episode. And then they did the back-to-back Super Bowls, and the end of that one was Jerry Jones telling one of the writers from the Dallas Morning News, I'm going to fire that blankety blank Jimmy Johnson. And then so that goes into that, and then they talk about the split and Barry Switzer coming in, and that was and then they talked about they got through the 94 championship game, which is the one that they turned the ball over 3 times in the first 7 minutes of the game, and they were down 21-0 and still like made a game of it. Basically, the 49ers kept being able to match, but the Cowboys got back into that game and made it like a 10-point game at one point. After being down 21-0, so we got through those 2 episodes. So that was really it. And then I watched some soccer on Sunday mornings.
Oh,
that was
the other football.
The other football. I mean, my regular football team is not doing well. I might as well go find something in a different sport.
Do you have a football team?
I have 2, I would say. So in the English Premier League, my team is Leicester City, which is so I chose them. So when we had our first kid, your sleep schedule gets all jumbled up. So I started being up super early on Saturdays, and I was like, I need something to do because I'm bored out here. I'm like, what am I supposed to do up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday? It's like the whole world is turned upside down. And so I was like, I'm going to watch soccer. And so it's 2015, and so I was like, I don't know anything. I said, I don't want to be one of the fans of the big clubs, because I'm a Cowboys fan. I already got that. Okay, so I don't want to be like Manchester United or Tottenham was another one, which is technically the original Ted Lasso team. Yeah, if you remember the commercial that he did for NBC.
Right.
When they were bringing the Premier League over, they had Ted Lasso a long form commercial where he was coaching Tottenham.
For those that don't remember, Ted Lasso started as a skit, basically a commercial for NBC's coverage of the Premier League, and they somehow parlayed that into a wonderful Apple TV show that now is coming back for season 4.
Right. So. And so I knew I didn't want to cheer for one of those teams. And so I looked at the list of teams, and I was like, well, I want a blue team because I like the color blue. And then Leicester City was blue, and they were also the Foxes, which is my favorite animal. And so I was like, okay, we're going with this. Well, it turns out they were 5,000 to 1 to win the Premier League that year, and they ended up winning the Premier League.
Wow.
And so, yes. It was a miracle story, and everyone was like, well, you just jumped on the bandwagon. I was like, I don't know anything about this stupid sport. I chose it because of colors and animal.
Yeah. I just got on. I got on. I mean, you did jump on a bandwagon, but you didn't know what wagon you were on. You were just
I wasn't looking at what was going on with the wagon. I was like, this wagon, I like the color of this wagon.
Right.
So they are. Yeah. They're currently in the championship right now. They were relegated last year, so they're in the second league right now. And then the other team that I follow in.
Speaking of Ted Lasso, I mean that happened to them.
That did. You're telling me I get to go play in the championship? A hot dog, and I can tie.
That's one of my favorite parts of that show is him learning the nomenclature and not understanding, wait a minute, what?
One of my favorite parts in the original commercial is also something like that, and they're talking about one of the players, and where's he from? He's from Wales. He's like, is that in this country? He's like, how many countries are in this country? He's like, 4.
With Ted Lasso, when I first got into the show, I was like, I should probably try to get into soccer, and my kids were playing it at the time too. So, but it just never happened for whatever reason.
Never stuck.
Never stuck. Yeah. Who's the team who are the New Orleans Saints of the English Premier League?
There is actually a team that's called Saints.
Okay.
And I think it's Southampton FC. And like your New Orleans Saints, buddy, I got some bad news.
I'll take it.
Let me look them up, because I think they actually got
regulated.
Relegated.
Relegated, not regulated.
Yeah. So Southampton Saints. So they did get relegated. They're also in the. You can come watch the second level English soccer with me. Oh yeah. So Southampton FC is the Saints, and they are currently in the EFL Championship.
Are they black and gold by any chance, or are they?
No, they're red. Like red and white and black.
Red and white and black.
Falcons colors. that might be a problem. You could always be so
they're called the Saints, but they have Falcons colors. That doesn't make sense.
I will say though, there is a team you could cheer for, Crystal Palace, which is the team that the color scheme for Ted Lasso's Richmond.
Oh,
like they're basically based around the Crystal Palace team, because I think they use their stadium, and like a lot of the stuff is like the color scheme is also just especially to fit in with the stadium too, since they're using that as the locale. So Richmond is like would be based on Crystal Palace. So that might be a way to get into it for you.
Are they sponsored by any chance by Crystal Burger?
I don't know. I don't think they are. No. Crystal Palace is one of the more elite names in, I would say, in the league.
Yeah. So we might. So Southampton or Crystal Palace. Okay. So
yeah,
I'll keep it in mind.
Now, some bad news: the Crystal Palace team, they are the Eagles.
My gosh.
We got some problems over here.
we got problems here.
The one other thing I was just remembered from the original commercial is Ted Lasso is trying to make Coach Beard is trying to like teach him about soccer, and he's trying to teach who the team names, and Ted Lasso is coming up with like connotations to him, and so he's like this is Manchester United, richest team in soccer. Everybody either loves him or hates him. And he's like, Dallas Cowboys. And so then he goes to Liverpool. He's like, this is Liverpool. Was once a successful organization, but hadn't won anything in 30 years. He goes, also the Dallas Cowboys. And so it's like okay. Thanks.
That's enough of that.
Yeah, that's enough of that. What about you, Paul? That's what I got up to.
So right into the show. Let me know who I should be pulling for.
Do you know if Donnie or Andy is
I don't know,
soccer fan?
I don't know.
We should find that out.
I feel like Andy might be, but I don't know. I don't want to speak for them. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to speak for them. But I feel like, but yeah, well, I'm sure we have
somebody.
Listeners out there who are fans of it's the Premier League, right? That's the
yes. Okay. Premier League is the English one. The one I watch in Italy is Serie A.
Okay, yeah. Very good. Okay, so for me, Criterion Challenge still going. Knocked out 2 more movies this week from the 2010s. Is a movie called Clouds of Sils Maria. This starred Kristen Stewart. Is it Kristen Stewart? From
Kristen Stewart. Yeah, from Twilight.
From Twilight, yeah. So, and her, and then Juliette Binoche, who, if you don't recognize the name, she was in a film that was referenced in Seinfeld. The beloved English Patient.
No.
Close. Same episode.
That's funny that I actually ended up on the same same episode though.
But it's quite a good film. So Juliette Binoche plays an older actress who is offered a part in a play. So when she was 18, she was in this play playing the younger role, and now she's being offered a part, same play, but now she's playing the older role, if that makes sense. And so the movie's kind of about her deciding to do that, and then what's the, kind of the domino effect from doing that. And it's quite a good movie. I watched it. It was on I watched it on the Criterion channel, but I want to say it's on Tubi. Might even be. It's out there. It's available. It's beautiful.
I'm looking at her
IMDb
filmography. Yeah, and I don't see anything that I have seen.
Not even The English Patient.
No, I've not seen The English Patient. A lot of French stuff going on in here. Was this a subtitle? Was this a fancy?
Yes.
Fancy boy?
Kind of, yes. There were some subtitles going on, yeah. But it wasn't as prevalent as like some of the other movies I've watched for this.
Okay.
But yeah, there were definitely some subtitles. And then the kind of a big ticket movie that I had always wanted to see, and kind of one of the reasons I did this challenge is so I could watch movies like this, or have an excuse to watch movies like this, and it's Barry Lyndon. This is Stanley Kubrick's epic tale of a young man in like 16th century, 17th century England who kind of, how do I put this, cons his way into being royalty, basically. The category here was Bill Hader. If you know who Bill Hader is from Saturday Night Live and Barry and whatnot, he went into the Criterion Closet, and on his second visit, one of the movies he chose was Barry Lyndon. So
he couldn't choose anything the first time.
I guess not. But one thing I will say about Barry Lyndon, if you do watch it, or if you do plan on watching it, it is 3 hours long. It is quite the investment. Yeah.
It's a chore.
there's even, I watched it on HBO Max, and there's an intermission. Like they actually have an intermission. Yeah. So just keep that in mind.
Nice little bathroom break for you.
Exactly. Last week, I don't know if this happened before we recorded or after we recorded, but Robert Redford passed away. The great actor. And so in honor of him, I rewatched 3 Days of the Condor, which is one of his big hit movies from the 70s. It's directed by Alan Pakula, who also directed All the President's Men, which also stars Robert Redford. But it's a kind of a spy conspiracy type movie. Very good movie. I would highly recommend checking it out.
A lot of people also just figured out that that he was the one in the GIF of the
Jeremiah Johnson. Yeah.
Because everyone thought that was Zach Galifianakis.
See, I thought people were kidding. I thought people were joking about that.
No, I think most people actually didn't know that.
Okay.
I only knew it, and
right.
I only knew it because like somebody had I don't remember why I knew it. It wasn't because I'd seen the movie, that's for sure. But
right.
I knew that it was Robert Redford. But
yeah. I probably asked, what's the thing on Twitter, the Grok thing? The AI thing that'll tell you what the pictures.
Grok, is this true?
Right. That kind of thing. And then speaking of actors that we lost this year, I watched a movie called Thunderheart, which stars Val Kilmer, who passed away this year. And then another actor who recently passed away, Graham Greene, who folks might not know the name. He was a Native American actor, played a lot of indigenous people roles. He was in things like Dances with Wolves. I actually saw him for the first time in Die Hard with a Vengeance. He's a cop in Die Hard with a Vengeance. He's one of that guy type actor. If you saw his face, you'd probably say, "Oh yeah, I've seen him some things.
Yeah, I'm looking him up right now.
I also remember him from a Taylor Sheridan movie a couple years ago called Wind River. Starred Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, Elizabeth Olsen. The Scarlet
One of the
Witch.
Olsens.
One of the Olsen, yeah. The one who played Scarlet Witch. And then on the TV front, just finished, actually before we went live here, as I was waiting to log on here, just finished season 1 of Alien Earth, which is the FX show from Noah Hawley based on the Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott is actually an executive producer on the show. Quite good. I know I talked about it last week. I would highly recommend checking it out if you're a fan of the Alien movies. Even if you're not, honestly, I mean, I don't know
How many seasons are there?
So this is the first season. There was 8 episodes.
So okay. So
they haven't been. Yeah, they haven't been renewed technically for a second season, but they definitely set it up, left it open for a second. I'll say that. Speaking of second seasons, I am quickly going through The Wire season 2. I don't know why people don't like this season of The Wire. I mean, this is my first time watching it, but I really like it. I think it's not as good as season 1, but it's still.
How do you compare? How do you stack up The Wire versus Breaking Bad? Because I know that's like the big comparison.
So,
everyone usually.
I haven't finished The Wire. I'm still, this is my first time going through it. I had seen season 1 before.
Right.
Breaking Bad is, if Seinfeld is my favorite show of all time, Breaking Bad's probably number 2. It's in my top 5, and it's not 5.
So top 4.
So top 4, and it may not be 4. But so far, I mean, I definitely can see. I mean, there's obvious similarities between the shows, or the content is similar. It's hard. It's hard to compare them, but I would put it up there with Breaking Bad so far, as in terms of quality, for sure. For my personal taste, I still probably like Breaking Bad a smidge more. But again, when I get to the end of The Wire, I might change.
Yeah, the end of season 4 of Breaking Bad is like, that season finale is one of my favorite episodes of television that I've ever watched.
Is that the Gus Fring?
The bell at the end, and then like he walks out and he like adjusts his tie.
So I think I've told this story on the show before, but I'll tell it one more time. So at the time, while season 4 was actually happening, my wife and I were big fans of The Walking Dead. That was the other big show on AMC at the time. Didn't watch Breaking Bad. And then they did a commercial for season 5, which featured that image of Gus Fring walking out of the room, two-faced, basically, and adjusting his tie. And I'm like, I need to check this out. And so it was Breaking Bad was probably one of the first shows I actually like binged on Netflix, because they had the old seasons on Netflix, and so I just ran through them before season 5 started, and then I watched season 5 as it went. Yeah, but yeah, another pretty good show on HBO going on right now is Task. This is the show that stars Mark Ruffalo, where he's leading a task force. They're trying to find these folks that are ripping off drug dealers, basically. They're robbing stash houses, pretty much. And it's getting really good. Episode 3 was a little bit of a cool down from episodes 1 and 2. It was more of like a chess piece setting episode, if that makes sense. So like episode 1 and 2 kind of set things into motion, and then episode 3 is more like, okay, let's set the chessboard, let's get people in place and figure out some things. But yeah, it's really good, because they only have 7 episodes. It's labeled a miniseries, so I'm guessing there's not going to be a season 2, but you never know. I didn't think there'd be a season 2 of Alien Earth, to be honest. Looks like there will be. No DoorDash incidents this week. I don't think we had anything else going on. I mentioned happy birthday to our to Jason Alexander, the legendary George Costanza. Yeah. So you want to transition here to some football of the college variety, at least.
Yeah, I actually did what I think I did actually watch a decent amount of college football this weekend. But I'm trying to remember like what games. I watched a pretty good bit of that OU Auburn game, which OU's a bunch of cheaters, so we should point that out to everybody.
Well, again, you can send that feedback to @ball from Grace.
That's right. The officials admitted that they cheated. Like officials were like,
okay.
The officials
I did
are like,
see this. I did.
Yeah,
see,
so
I didn't catch the whole game, but I did see the SEC release a statement.
So what they did was they ran one of those plays where they like a player was pretending to run off and then stop by the sideline, which like
the old Johnny Manziel.
Yeah. So you can't do fake substitutions. You can't like pretend to do a substitution in order to gain a competitive advantage. And so they ran that. Obviously, he was wide open, touchdown. And so like the SEC referees after the game were like, yeah, they shouldn't have been allowed to get away with that play. So basically, OU cheated. Probably should wipe out all their wins from this season because who knows what else they've been doing. So forfeit.
And Crazy Legs had money on the game. So.
Yeah, so he's been parlaying with he's had Crazy Legs for his parlays, and so like I'm sorry, but OU, your season's over. You're not going to be able to go to the playoffs this year, or probably should be a 2-year ban. You
know who else's season's over? Speaking of Oklahoma State.
Oh yeah, I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm unemployed.
One of the I was going to say when he gets to the unemployment office, they're going to be asking him, "Sir, what's your gender?" I'm a man. Okay, and your age?
How old?
I'm 40. I'm 40.
Sir, this says that you're.
This is you're much older than that.
What's funny about that is yesterday was the anniversary of that very speech, and he got fired today.
I was also thinking about that because it comes like 2 days before my birthday, and so like I would be able to not this year, but in the near future, I would be able to use that quote like on my birthday, basically on the anniversary. I would have been able to say it, but it's a couple of days too early. So yeah, that's a shame.
Well, that's a shame. Anything else college football related? How did Arch look this week? Was
much better, and so he got a lot of heat because
right, yeah, I remember this now.
But what no one shows is that like on an earlier drive, Arch had like a quarterback keeper and ran, and then the guy who he had been flexing on, or who he had flexed on, this was before the touchdown happened. Like the guy tackled him, and then he flexed on him first, and so Arch was just like getting him back for what he had done earlier, which like
I got you.
So he was actually like throwing the ball deep downfield well, so that's a good sign. They actually covered pretty easily on the 39.5 point spread.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That was one of the picks I got wrong. I took the points with.
Yeah, so hopefully the shoulder pain is like he's played through it and it's kind of gone away now. But they took care of business, which they needed to do. They got a convincing win. So I mean, I was checking in on that game occasionally. I wasn't watching it super hardcore. I'm trying to think of what other games were on.
You and I have texted back and forth the last couple of weekends about this pandemic we're having of weather delays in college football.
Yeah, what's going on?
It struck again this past weekend. Purdue was playing Notre Dame, and I took the points with Purdue, and I had I was feeling pretty good about it because Purdue was hanging in there, and then there was a weather delay like literally right before halftime. There was like 2 minutes left in the first half or something like that, and because NBC had to vamp, and your boy Jason Garrett had to talk for a little bit.
He had to camp.
That's
what we say on this show.
That's what we say. It's a show. But then, so they were doing fine, and then when they came out of the the break, Notre Dame, I guess, were mad about it.
They made some halftime adjustments or some weather delay adjustments.
I didn't notice if they. I was thinking about that. So in that situation, if that delay is long enough, do you just finish the second quarter, then just keep going? Like you just call that halftime and.
That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question.
Well,
I'm not
sure. You probably don't because you have to give the marching band their time. Probably.
Why don't the marching band? The marching band could just go out on the field during the storm.
Yeah, that's true. So actually, and then Purdue,
they still covered by the hook.
They still covered the hook.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing.
Yeah, buddy. The hook will bring you back, as Blues Traveler once reminded us those years ago. The hook did not help me. There was another game. Maybe it was a pro game where the hook. No, definitely didn't help me in the UT game or the Tulane game. Oof, I got that one way wrong.
Yeah, buddy. I texted you. I said I actually put a couple of bucks on Tulane. So this is the week that they get run out of the building. And what do you know?
Well, I said, Ole Miss is due like one of these like stinker games. I guess they'll win this week.
Nope, it was not.
You want to? So okay. So for the week, I was 6-4. My picks, you were 5-5.
Yeah, I was even Steven once again.
Even Steven. So I'm 27-13 for the year. You are 21-19. So you're still hanging in there.
I'm still. I'm above 500. Above 500.
Above 500. Much better than our pro picks, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But so it's bad.
It's bad, buddy. Turn away. I'm hideous.
Before we get to the picks, and again, I should remind folks, we do these games that we pick come from the ESPN Pigskin Pick'em. But there were 3 games this week that are not on the Pigskin Pick'em. I just wanted to mention, and I was kind of surprised they weren't on the Pigskin Pick'em because all 3 of these games are pretty big games. One of them maybe not, but
they're big rivalry games, really.
Big rivalry games.
The first 2 are big rivalry games.
Yeah.
At least.
So LSU's traveling to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is laying 1.5 points.
Have you seen the controversy around this?
Oh, yeah. Buddy. Now, Brandon, let me ask you a question, hypothetically, just you and me talking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're the head coach of Ole Miss, and you have a daughter. You have 2 daughters yourself, so just you can relate. And your daughter comes home one day and says, "Dad, I met this guy. He seems like a nice guy. I'd like you to meet him. There's just one catch. He plays football for an SEC team." And it just so happens to be the team you're playing this week.
Yep. I would.
How's that go? How's that conversation go?
But you better get ready for me to drop every single trick in the offensive playbook right now because I'm about to score triple digits on this team if I can. And based on how LSU's big win this year so far has been a win over Clemson. How's that looking right now? Because
not too good. Not too good.
Not very good. Not very good.
Not too good. And then Alabama at Georgia, which, I mean, gosh, 3 years ago, this would have been the biggest game in the country, Georgia laying 2.5 between the hedges there in Athens. And then a Big Ten game. I just put this one on our list just because it's 2 ranked teams, USC and Illinois.
A classic Big Ten matchup.
Classic USC Big Ten matchup. Illinois coming off a butt kicking by Indiana. We'll talk about Indiana here in a second. But all right, so college football week 5. So here's our 10 games that we are picking from. You have any opinions on any of those first 3?
I feel big lean Ole Miss on that one. I may actually put a couple of bucks. Of course, this will be the week where Ole Miss is actually that due for a stinker comes back to get.
I will say this is LSU's first road game since the Clemson game.
Okay,
they played their last 3 games have been at home before this game.
Gotcha.
For what it's worth.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would lean Georgia there, and then I don't like USC. Illinois is coming off that like bad beatdown. I don't feel like great about USC this year either. I guess I'd take the points at home for Illinois on that one. That would be that's my lean. How about you?
Yeah, I'd probably go same with you. Lay the points with the two SEC home favorites, and then take the points with the home dog in the Big Ten there. I will say USC, they scored a bunch of points, I want to say, against like some directional school they played week one. I don't even remember. But yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, this obviously USC is in a rebuilding phase, I would say, right now after Sark left them. But all right, so let's get to the lineup here. So we got the Rambling Wreck from Georgia Tech traveling to Wake Forest. The Wake Forest is a home dog here. They are getting 16.5 points. Let me consult my here. I am laying the points with Georgia Tech. I'm actually pretty impressed with Georgia Tech. I've watched a little bit of them.
They've had a good season. They've had a good season. Yeah.
That running back or the quarterback they have, Haynes King,
yeah. Former A&M recruit, if I remember.
I believe so.
That's who I remember him committing to out of high school.
So I'm laying the points. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also on Georgia Tech there.
On Georgia Tech, okay. Next up, we have South Alabama heading to North Texas. The Mean Green, home favorite here. They are laying 12.5. I'm going to lay the 12.5 with North Texas.
Sure, why not?
Don't see any other reason. Don't see a reason right not to. By the way, the undefeated North Texas Mean Green, for what it's worth.
Their middle name is Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
The Mean Joe.
The Mean Joe Green. I believe the alma mater of Don Henley, Eagles frontman.
Sure.
From years gone by, for what it's worth. Up next, we've got Utah State, the alma mater of Jordan Love. They are traveling to Nashville, Tennessee, play the Vanderbilt Commodores, the number 18 ranked undefeated Vanderbilt Commodores. Thank you very much.
Didn't they just hang 70 on somebody this week?
Yeah, Georgia State, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do have I want to say they beat like Virginia Tech, or they beat an ACC school earlier this year, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, Vanderbilt here is laying 22.5. I'm going to take the 22.5 with Utah State.
Yeah, I'm going to take the points here.
Up next, we've got the number one team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, traveling to Washington to play the Huskies. Both teams undefeated, for what it's worth. Washington not ranked. They are the home dog here, obviously. They are getting 10.5 points. I think I'm going to take the 10.5 here. Looks like I'm against you.
I'm laying the points.
Laying the points with the Buckeyes. Okay. Here's a SEC game for us to pick. Auburn travels to College Station. The Aggies, number 9 in the country, 3-0, laying 7.5. I think I'm going to lay the 7.5 with the Aggies.
I'm on the same side as you again.
All right. A game that I will be watching here, a Big Ten matchup I will definitely be checking out. The Indiana Hoosiers, number 11, coming off that big win against Illinois, 4-0, travel to Iowa City to play the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes are the home dog here. They are getting 7.5. I'm going to lay the 7.5 with Indiana.
Yeah, I've watched Iowa play this year.
Yeah.
You couldn't give me.
No, I have too. Yeah, I have too. Trust me. I will say, though, strange things happen in Kinnick Stadium sometimes, especially with these Big Ten games. But the way Indiana looked last week against Illinois, mighty impressive. Here's a game that I kind of just flipped a coin on this one. The Utah Utes are traveling to West Virginia, taking on the Mountaineers. Mountaineers are the home dogs here. They're getting 12.5. I'm going to lay the 12.5 with Utah.
I, too, am with Marissa Tomei and the Utes.
The Utes.
A couple of Utes, Your Honor.
Two Utes, Your Honor. Speaking of George Costanza, his favorite actress, Marissa Tomei.
His love interest.
His love
He
interest.
just loves those bald, chubby, funny guys.
Another SEC matchup here. Tennessee, the Volunteers, they're going to travel down to Starkville to take on the not ranked but undefeated Mississippi State Bulldogs. Bulldogs are a home dog. They're a home dog here. They are getting 10.5 points. I'm going to take the points with Mississippi State.
I'm taking the points.
I do think Tennessee, we talked about this last week, I think their quarterback was mighty impressive against Georgia. Why can I not remember his name?
Well, it's not. It's the guy.
It's not Nico. Yeah, it's not Nico.
Not Nico, because he was. I'm a Leva. He was a Leva.
Aguilar, I believe.
Yeah.
Last name. Yeah. Okay, two more games here. Arizona, the Wildcats, another undefeated but not ranked team, heading to Ames, Iowa, take on the Iowa State Cyclones, number 14 ranked in the country, 4-0 on the season. Iowa State is the home favorite. They are laying 7.5 points. I'm going to lay the 7.5 with the Cyclones.
I'm going to take the points.
Okay.
I've seen Rocco Becht play.
Fair enough. Son of
Anthony
Jets legend,
Becht.
Anthony Becht, yeah.
Jets, Buccaneers too was another one he played for.
Yep.
Those are the two I really think of him. He's got a few.
He could present one of the games this week, but I don't think I went with him. Now I'm regretting it. Apologies to our friend Chris over at this podcast and making me thirsty. All right, finally, the big one in Happy Valley here. I believe this is where game day will be. Number 6 Oregon, 4-0, comes in against number 3 Penn State. Nittany Lions are the favorites here. They are laying 3.5. I'm taking the points with the Ducks.
Give me those Nittany Lions.
All right. Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend. All right, so hopefully we'll see how we get it. Like I said, I keep waiting for the week,
the week where it all falls apart.
Week where it all falls apart. I mean, 8-2 week 1, 7-3 week 2, 6-4 the last 2 weeks. It's coming. It's coming. So, speaking of bad weeks, let's transition here to NFL Week 3. Hey, vey.
Paul, can you riff for me for 1 sec?
Yeah, sure. I'll riff.
Can you camp? Can you camp?
I'll camp.
All right.
While Brandon's taking care of that, I'll just kind of go through our picks here for Week 3, just a kind of an overall summary. So Brandon and I both were 5-11 against the spread this week. Not ideal. We went head-to-head on 6 games. We split those 6 games, three apiece. And then on the games we agreed upon, we were 2-8. So
I was going through that this week. I was like, well, it can't be good because of the what did you finish up at? I think
5-11.
You finished 5-11?
Yeah, you were 5-11 as well, right?
Oh, yeah. So were you 5-11 too?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were both 5-11.
That's what I was saying. We split the 6 games. We went head to head. We each got 3, and then the games we chose together were 2-8.
So the head-to-head games were actually the bright spot this week.
Right. In the confidence picks, we both went 8-8, so a little better there. For the season, you're sitting at 306 points. I'm sitting at 251. I will say, got some good news here. We are 3-0 on our locks. We are both 3-0 on our Jerry It's a Lock.
We're 3-0 on. We are also still alive in the Survivor eliminator.
Survivor, yeah, sorry, Survivor. I got my Georgia's getting upset this week. You did not. Who was your upset? You had Titans over Colts. That's right. So So I am 2-1 for my upsets this year. You are 1-2 so far. In our skins game, you are ahead 33-29 is my count. Is that jive with what you have?
Yeah, that's what I've got too. And I will say, like, I was wondering about last night because I couldn't remember who had what. And so I went to look. I had Ravens and Lions, so I was basically just guaranteed a point.
Right. You're guaranteed a point.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and in our spreadsheet here, I went ahead and looked at hypotheticals. So like if we had kept the same teams but done the opposite outcome, I could potentially be at 40 points if I had taken Texans losses and Colts wins.
Yeah, you got the.
Chiefs,
I texted you today, and I was like that those Texans and Colts picks are really, really.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Killing you.
The ones that are that's the two big ones that are hurting me right now. The other ones hurting me right now are like Patriots and Bears. I both picked the wins. They're 1-2. Vikings, I picked losses, and they're 2-1. Little things like that.
The Chiefs are 1-2 right now.
Chiefs are 1-2. Yeah, so that's another one. In our preseason picks this week, I was 11-5.
Ooh,
and
I think I was 10-6
for the
again.
Season. How about you, Brandon? Might have lost Brandon, or maybe he lost me.
Paul, are you there?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you are.
There I am.
Oh, there you are. And we're back. After this.
You're still frozen up.
Coming up next.
After these messages from Aspiration, not brought to you by Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
You're still frozen on my end. I don't.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Your screen was frozen.
Okay.
We good now? Am I good? We're good.
Yeah, I think everything's working in good order now.
So preseason picks, I was 11-5 for the week. What were you?
I was 10-6 again.
10-6. Okay, so I'm 31.
Chat GPT had like
season.
I think Chat GPT is like 13-3.
The bots are taking
for the
over.
computer. Yeah, they have.
Bots are taking over. Might as well just let ChatGPT do this podcast.
I know.
Might be better off.
ChatGPT.
Okay, so let's get into the games here. Yeah, let's get into the games. Thursday Night Football is presented by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Appropriately, he was at the game. Took his shirt off after the game. I don't know if you saw that. The Bills Nation was.
Fortunately, I missed that one.
You missed that part? Okay. But Bills 31, Dolphins 21. So we both missed. We both had Bills minus 12.5. Both missed here. The start of a long week in terms of picks for us. I caught. I mean, of course, this would be the week that the Dolphins, put forth their best effort. Is when we.
Wait, you knew it was going to be a bad. It was going to be a bad situation when they like marched down the field on the opening drive and just like went straight into the end zone. I was like, okay, well, that's over. They're not. Bills aren't covering this one.
And if you missed this game on Prime Video, boys and girls, don't worry. The Dolphins will be on Monday Night Football this week, so get a chance to check them out.
Somebody said those should be flexed to Tubi or something. Tubi.
No, that was.
That
was the Saints Dolphins game later in the season. They said it should be flexed to Tubi.
They should just flex the entire Dolphins schedule to Tubi at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, the Saints schedule as well. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Anything else on the Thursday night game before we move on?
Nah, this is kind of just one of those divisional matchups that felt like, and the Dolphins kind of like backs against the wall. This felt like they gave them their best shot, and it just still isn't enough.
I almost feel like they should only do divisional games on Thursday night. Does that make sense?
Well, for a while that was kind of the MO. It was mostly divisional matchups. Yeah.
Well,
it wasn't all of them, but it was the majority of them. It felt like because there was always the rule.
Well, the rule, not rule, but like the rule of thumb was everybody had to get at least one Thursday night game. And so,
Right.
you know, if you got to put the Saints on Thursday night, you might as well have it be Saints Falcons or Saints Bucks or something like that. So
Yeah, I know we did have a couple of Cowboys Saints Thursday night matchups.
we did.
We did. The old joke was that the Titans Jaguars was kind of like the quintessential Thursday night matchup. Like that just feels like a Thursday night game. So
that was the one. Yeah. Let's move on here. Sunday early. Speaking of divisional matchups, Kenyon Barner presented. This is probably the surprise of the week, I would say. Panthers 30, Falcons zip. You hit on this one. You had the Panthers plus 5.5. I laid the points with the Falcons. That was my first mistake. I didn't really catch a lot of this game. But what the hell happened? Like, I don't.
Well, the commentary I saw was not like, I talked about how I felt like Michael Penix against the Vikings had like kind of done a lot to like a lot of good movement in the pocket, and like the passes were on time, or it felt like he was being decisive. This felt a lot like he wasn't. What I saw and what I heard about the game was that he wasn't willing to let the ball go, and then a lot of times his checkdowns and passes were late, and that's what happened. Is like he had a check down, and like the defensive back like knew it was coming and saw it and just read it the whole way. So a lot of this was just like it feels like because Penix has never been like super strong arm, right? He's more of a technician, and he needs to be on time. If he's any like even just a fraction of a second late, it's going to be a problem because he doesn't have the arm strength to make up that like a Justin Herbert, where if he just needs to like put a little extra juice on it, he doesn't have the arm strength to do that. And it felt like this game just like he played into that and just like kept getting burned by it. And then of course, like once you're behind, then you're going to have to lean into those tendencies more. And what Atlanta really needs to do to win games and be successful, it feels like, is lean on the ground game and then allow the pass rush that they kind of brought in to kind of pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. And with the way that this game script went, they just were never able to do that.
Brandon, who do you think had more yards in this football game?
Well, the way you're saying it, I'm going to guess it's the Falcons now.
The Falcons outgained the Panthers by over 100 yards. The Falcons had 131 yards rushing, 101 yards passing. They had.
I wonder how much of that was put up in garbage time, though. That's the like.
I mean, maybe that's a good point. But the Falcons did have 3 turnovers, so
that's another.
And,
I know one of them,
the Falcons,
one of them was taken for a touchdown too, at least.
And do you know how many red zone trips the Falcons had in this game?
None. Yeah,
0. In fact, I want to say I heard
those yards weren't going anywhere.
They weren't going anywhere. I want to say I heard they never even reached the 30. I think I heard someone say that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think of either of these teams, honestly. But
I don't know that I would be buying a bunch of Carolina stock off of just this one game. I will say that
absolutely
much.
Not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if this game speaks more about. I will say I did see that Bryce Young is now 3-1 against Atlanta in his career.
You should be a big fan of him then.
Well, yeah, no, he's fine. I mean, but like for some reason, like he plays really well against the Falcons. Too bad he doesn't play them every week, I guess. You want to take this next one?
All right, Deshaun Kaiser presents Browns 13, Packers 10. You say that the Panthers over the Falcons was the upset of the week. I think this one actually might have been a little bit more.
I said I said that was the surprise of the week. This one is obviously a surprise. But like the Panthers shutting the Falcons out. I mean, I thought the Browns might hang around in this game. I know I laid the 7.5 with the Packers, but I kind of just felt like this is going to be one where the Packers just exerted their will and that would be it. And that didn't happen.
They didn't exert their will. I got to tell you, it feels to me, and I'm just going to gloat a little bit before the Packers come and destroy my team on Sunday night this week. It seemed like the Packers were smelling their own farts a little bit kind of going into this.
Oh.
It's like, hey, it felt like hey, we're the big bad boys on the block and nobody can. And then, Cleveland basically in the Cleveland offensive line or the Green Bay offensive line is having to throw lookout blocks for Myles Garrett.
What was that one?
Because,
was that one photo I saw where it was like they had a conga line to block him? Like somebody's like, there's like three guys lined up, one after the other, trying to block him.
Dun, 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 block.
Yeah, right.
Block. Yeah, so just I don't know. It felt good to see them knock down a peg and taken out.
And I will say, like Cleveland, people forget, like Cleveland had that game against Cincinnati week 1, so they could easily be 2-1 at this point.
Right. Well, Cleveland's defense is just going to. Cleveland always, with their defense, they're always going to play these just like ugly games.
Yeah.
And so like it's going to be a street fight anytime you go in there.
And this Judkins kid he might be the real deal. This running back that they got from Ohio State. So hopefully he can stay out of trouble.
Well, he hasn't done too well on that front so far.
Yeah. Speaking of not doing too well, our next game here, Cecil Shorts presents an AFC South battle. Jacksonville 17, Houston 10. We both took the points with the Texans because we kind of felt like it was do or die. Well, guess what?
It's die.
It's
well, boys and girls, it was do or die, and they chose die.
And they chose, the fat lady's warming up pretty vigorously at this point for the Texans. I will say from the Jacksonville perspective, we talked about the Browns defense. The Jacksonville defense actually looks pretty, what's the word?
Competent?
Competent, but I was saying imposing. Looks pretty imposing. I know that their defensive coordinator they hired is the guy he came over from Green Bay. That was Camparelli, I want to say is his name.
Mm-hmm.
They have obviously Josh Hines-Allen, and they have Trayvon Walker. Imagine if they had drafted Aiden Hutchinson instead of Trayvon Walker. They'd really be.
Well, they've also got Travis Hunter out on the outside now too.
Right, and then they use him on offense. He doesn't.
Doesn't catch a lot of passes, but
hey, I'm going to put Jacksonville in the same categories that I'll put Arizona. We'll talk about Arizona later, but I just don't trust the quarterback enough to be like, this is a. I know you picked them as a playoff. You picked them to win the division. I obviously picked the Texans. That's not looking good. Not looking good for me.
Got a pretty steep hill to climb up over there.
I would say so. The other thing is for the Texans, the one saving grace I'll say for the Texans is this was their first division game. They're 0-3, but they're only 0-1 in division.
Well, all three of their losses have been like one possession games. Like it took a Baker Mayfield come from behind drive at the end to win that game. This one is a 7-point game. I will say on the every now and then I'll open up X and it'll have the For You tab, and I'll have things that are tagged as Texans Twitter.
Okay.
Let me tell you, those folks are going through it because between the offensive line situation, the offensive coordinator not being who they thought he was, CJ Stroud continuing to struggle. Part of that's obviously the offensive line. Some of the other stuff that they are just they seem to have had it, and they are not happy right now. It's been a tough start to the season for those folks.
And I think we mentioned it earlier, but CJ Gardner-Johnson cut from the team.
So the Texans are paying C.J. Gardner-Johnson $7.3 million for 3 games. So good use of cap space right there.
I mean, that's some Saints level cap management there. Anyway, let's move on here to something else. Marty Nickerson presented another blowout here. Vikings 48, Bengals 10. This game got away from the Bengals pretty quickly.
Yeah, it seems like Jake Browning. Well, and I want to point out that I saw like a bunch of like Flores also doing a lot, just like so many disguised blitzes and just rotating into. It looks like this, looks like this, looks like this, like 3 different looks before the snap. Yeah. So Browning just had trouble. The offensive line so I have Chase Brown on my like a couple of fantasy teams, and buddy, that offensive line is him and Ashton Genty right now are in the same boat where I think their yards after contact is like their yards before or their total yards rushing is like their yards after contact is basically they're getting hit behind the line of scrimmage like every time basically.
Right. Yeah.
So because of so their total yards rushing is greater than their yards after contact or something. Or their yards after contact is greater than their total yards rushing. Right now.
We didn't talk about this last week, but I texted you about it on the Minnesota side. With Wentz starting now because McCarthy's injured, I asked you, I said, so if Wentz continues to win for the Vikings and McCarthy's healthy enough to put him back in, do you put him back in? Do you ride the hot hand with Wentz? And I think you leaned more towards you got to stick with McCarthy at that point.
No, I think the Vikings kind of acknowledged that they were basically like, we're okay with maybe taking a step back this year because we believe in McCarthy for the long term. I don't think you go in and you sacrifice your long-term vision for the team just based on the fact that you're winning a few games with your backup quarterback. You want to get to the point where, like, at some point you may know that McCarthy is not the answer, and that's fine, but I still think you have to stick with him until he actually absolutely proves that he is or is not the answer.
Right.
There.
Until he goes full Will Levis or something like that,
Yeah, something like that.
We should point out the Vikings are traveling overseas. They will have their first of 2 overseas games this week. McCarthy is traveling with the team, but Kevin O'Connell says he will not play in either of those games. They're hopefully to have him back once they get back to the States. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye, see how Carson Wentz does,
Remind me, Paul, am I the one that has the Bengals wins in our Skins game?
I feel like I am. The way you so coyly delivered.
No, I feel like I had like a bunch of AFC North teams, and I feel like I had the Bengals.
You do have Bengals wins.
That's what I thought. Not looking good, Paul.
You have Ravens wins, Browns losses, and Bengals wins, and I have the Steelers. No, you have the Steelers losses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I had the Steelers.
So you got all 4 teams.
I have the whole. I've got the whole division
in your hand. Yeah, you have the whole thing. Speaking of the Steelers, our good friend Dick Shiner presents Steelers 21, Patriots 14. This was my upset pick of the week. Playing the.
You want to pull up the total yardage stats from this game because I want to say. The Patriots like basically destroyed the Steelers in terms of the total yards gained in this game. The only problem was the Patriots fumbled the ball 5 times. You want to know how many of those 5 fumbles do you think the Patriots recovered? 0. That's correct. They did not recover a single fumble. They had multiple red zone turnovers. This game, the Patriots had no business losing this game.
Yeah, I didn't realize this until you brought this up. 20. So these were the stats. Patriots 26 first downs to the Steelers 17. Patriots 71 total plays to the Steelers 49. Patriots 369 total yards to the Steelers 203. 5, like you said, five. Well, there were 4 fumbles. There was an interception. Was the other?
Oh, okay,
turnover.
Okay.
I mean, time of possession, 33 minutes for the Patriots. This is the Patriots were 4 for 5 on 4th down in this game. That's insane.
There's no way that the Patriots should not have lost this game. This is
So
just
I had Drake May. So with Jaden Daniels injured, I had to start Drake May in fantasy. And when he threw that one interception, I think that's when I texted you, "Hate the Drake."
Would you like to know who I had sitting on my bench this week?
The Drake?
No, Mr. Hunter Henry. Yeah, he got 2 touchdown passes. Both of the touchdown passes. No,
not ideal. Yeah, that's a tough one for the Patriots. For the Steelers, like I said, they're going overseas. They're going to play the Vikings this weekend in Dublin. But I mean, if you're the Steelers, look, you just found a way to win. You steal a game you shouldn't have won, and you get the hell out of there, and then you live to fight another day, kind of like. So
speaking of get the hell out of there.
Oh gosh.
Eagles 33, Rams 26. Brutal bad beat for Rams plus 3.5. By the way,
so I'm glad we're talking about these two games next to each other. This one and the next game that we'll talk about, because they both ended similarly with a blocked kick. So I had turned. I think so. The Rams are lining up for that field goal to win the game, and I'm in the process of trying to get the afternoon game set up, basically. So I had my tablet. I had this game was on the TV, so I turned to my tablet because the Saints game was starting at 3:05. So I put it on the tablet so I could watch it. And when I turned back, I just see Jordan Davis sprinting in for the touchdown. And it didn't dawn on me till the next day that the line was 3.5. It was Rams plus 3.5. And then that mattered, him sprinting for the touchdown. Yeah,
that was a all-time bad beat right there. A blocked field goal return for a touchdown. And the thing is, like, the go-ahead touchdown for the Eagles, like on the drive, was like, I will say, so A.J. Brown pushed off on that touchdown, but I will say, I think also Puka Nacua on the touchdown pass that the Rams had, he also pushed off, so I think that's kind of a wash, right? But we were told that the officials were going to call it tight this time on false starts on the tush push. They did not call it.
They did. They just called it on the Saints
on one team. Yeah, they called it on one team, not the team that's offending everybody here. So I think this is the way that play goes away, right? Like, it's very clear that they're blatantly getting away with false starts every time.
I think it was Dean Blandino was on one of the networks saying, like, it's impossible to, unless, and we'll talk about this with the Saints game, unless it's like blatantly obvious, they're not going to call these false starts, which is frustrating. You should
just call it. I mean, they're doing it every time. Just throw the flag. That's it. The end.
Yeah,
they'll stop doing it. Yeah, like I don't understand. Like, they're obviously doing it every time. So just like, throw the flag. That's we got to get rid of. Like, you can't just let people get away with false starts all the time.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that conversation for when we get to the Saints game.
I'm sure this will be one of our clips. One of our clips for the.
Yeah, I'm
sure. we'll please the Eagles fans once again.
Hi, Eagles fans. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Thanks
for watching.
Like and subscribe. Saints legend Lorenzo Neal presented Bucks 29, Jets 27. So I retweeted one of these clips from the show account.
There's a ton of them out there, though. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
God bless him, man. He was excited when who was it? It was McDonald that blocked the punt or the kick?
Yeah, because I remember Chris Berman saying, "Oh, McDonald had a block." E-I-E-I-O.
There you go. But then Baker Mayfield, who is Baker, in your opinion, is Baker in the lead for MVP right now? Or is he's got to be in the conversation, right?
He's in the conversation. I don't know. Like, I haven't looked at odds.
I mean,
lately though.
He's 3 for 3 in game-winning drives this season. He's had three games and 3 game-winning drives. And he just, we talked about this last week. Like, he's just, for my money, he's the most entertaining quarterback to watch because he's just like, and by the way, he's doing this with like half his team hurt. Like, his offensive line is like just in shambles. Mike Evans is now hurt.
How about how about Emeka Ibuka though?
Well, that's true. They do have Ibuka. And they might be getting Chris Godwin back this week, maybe. But yeah, it's really impressive what Baker's been able
we also
to do.
got the Bucks got to go back to those uniforms. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, they're so much better.
Someone was saying, I don't remember who it was, but someone was saying, I think the creamsicles just get a bad rap because the team was so bad.
The team was so bad, exactly. Like, that's the problem.
Right.
Nothing's wrong with the logo or the actual jerseys. It's like, because that was the 0-14 team in the
right. Well, that was the original.
John McKay, which as I told you, we'll get to later. Asked me about about our defense's execution.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah. So the Bucks, again, kind of like the Eagles, escape with a win. Just find a way to win and just get the hell out of there. These last 2 games were not escapes. They were definitely beatdowns. Andre Johnson presents Colts 41, Titans 20. I will say, I was probably the most impressed of all the Colts wins. This one impressed me because this just set up to be a letdown game. You're going on the road. It's a divisional opponent. You've had 2 games at home. People throughout the week are like, oh, they're just this year's Saints. They're just going to be 2 good weeks, and then they'll fall off a cliff. And they just go take care of business. And
they push someone off a cliff is what they did.
Yeah.
If you want to,
yeah, our boy Callahan might be in trouble.
Let me tell you, the Titans fans, because of all the Grizzly people I follow, Titans fans, buddy, they are not having it with Brian Callahan. They are ready to get that dude out of there. They are done with it. They are done with his shenanigans right now.
I think I saw, I don't know if it was the Locked On Titans guy or somebody who, Titans fan, was like, somebody needs to call the FBI and investigate Callahan and like
what is it like? Something's going on over there.
Someone call Pablo Torre, get him on the case.
Why does he still have a job, basically?
Right. Get Callahan. Get Callahan out. I mean, it's been talked about a lot, but like the decision right before halftime where he takes too long to decide to kick the field goal, they get the delay a game penalty, so now it's like a 60-yarder. They miss it. Colts have enough time to go down the field and kick their own field goal, and that's when the game kind of gets away. But yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough out here for a Titans head coach.
It's hard out here for a Titans head coach.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I kind of I had heard people had talked, like Bill Simmons had talked about like how bad Callahan's been, but I hadn't. This was the first time that I was like, oh yeah, this guy's he's pretty bad. Like that's pretty bad.
He's kind of been shielded by the fact that he had
Will Levis.
Will Levis kind of there to kind of
right. He could just say, well, he could just say, well, like look what I have to work with.
Yeah, Mr. Like throw the ball backwards over your head.
All right.
And then let's get to take this. Yeah, Desmond Howard presents Commanders 41, Raiders 24. I have Ashton Jeanty on my team, and that guy gets no blocking. That offense, we talk a lot about how the Bengals offensive line is really bad, but like Raiders offensive line isn't exactly doing anybody any favors right now, like Geno or Jeanty. It's pretty rough. I
will say, was it Trey Tucker? He kind of went off in this game. He had like 7 catches for like 100 yards. He was really the only receiver. I mean, because I have Bowers on my team, on my fantasy
so do
team.
I. Yeah, so do I. How's that? How's that working out
tough.
for us?
It was tough. The first week was great, but yeah, it was tough.
That knee injury, he's never seemed to like come back from that knee injury really, and like the matchups that they've gotten into have not been favorable for him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for this one, if you're the Commanders, like, hey, Mariota started, we took care of business. Dan Quinn ended up with a bloody nose, but he's fine. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, Dan Quinn got lit up. He didn't. Yeah. That was a pretty big hit he took.
Yeah. Well, I was watching other games, and then I just turned back, and I'm like, they're showing Dan Quinn. He's got blood dripping down his nose. I'm like, what the hell happened?
got into a fight.
Yeah, I guess so. Real brouhaha. Yeah, Trey Tucker, 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, some of that's in garbage time, obviously, but yeah. Geno, that was Geno's 3 touchdowns were all to Trey Tucker. All right, let's move on.
All right. Paul, take us away.
Keith Evans deserves so much better. He presents Seahawks 44, Saints 13. Congratulations to our friend of the show, Trang. So here's what I'll say about this game. Let me give you kind of the first couple of sequences for the Saints here. So the Saints get the ball first. They move the ball down the field pretty well. They get to a 4th and 2, and Kellen Moore decides to go for it, which, okay, I like the aggressiveness. Don't know what the hell play was called, but somehow Alvin Kamara gets behind the defense, but Rattler just can't find him. He just can't deliver it. So they turn the ball over on downs. Seahawks take like 3 plays. Jackson Smith and Jigba scores, which I don't mind because he's on my fantasy team. All right, fine. Saints get the ball again. They drive down. They get to a 4th and 1. They decide, much like in week 1, they're going to try the tush push. And they do what we're talking about in the Eagles game. They do basically the exact same thing the Eagles do, but they get called for a false start. Which, they go from first down to now it's 4th and 6. So they punt, and Torrey Horton returns it 95 yards for a touchdown. And it was at that point that I thought, okay, this is how this game is going to go. But wait, there's more. Saints get the ball back. They go 3 and out this time. They're punting again. This time the punt gets blocked, and it's recovered by the Seahawks on the Saints' 10-yard line. Or actually, it's recovered by the Saints, I should say, on their own 10-yard line. Seahawks score. It's 20-0. It's not even the second quarter. Route is on.
Yeah,
turn out the lights. The party's over. Yeah,
that game went south really fast.
Really did. What I will say from the Seahawks perspective, they looked really good. Now, again, I get it. It's the Saints. Saints suck. I understand. But like Darnold looked very poised. He was very efficient. From the Saints perspective, like with Rattler, I mean, yeah, he wasn't great, but I mean, hell, you were down 20-0 before the second quarter. I mean, you're
this
behind
was
the
his
8 ball.
First road start of the season too, right?
Kellen Moore just kind of looked outclassed, outcoached. The team didn't really look prepared. So we talked about him going for it on 4th down, the first 2 drives. Fast forward, it's 38-3 later in the game. They get to a 4th down, and they decide to kick a field goal. And it's like, what the hell are we doing? You're down 38-3. Like just go for it. It was like 4th and 3 or whatever. So, I feel like this was the Saints game that everybody was waiting on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Did I lose you again?
This was the first road. This was the first road game, right?
This was their first road game, and this was the one that.
All right.
So at the beginning of the season, a lot of
moment. Let's see if we can get him back. All right. Let's see. Let's check in on some baseball scores. The Stars did end up winning that preseason game in overtime, 3-2 over the Wild. baseball chases, playoff races going on right now. My Rangers are pretty much out of it at this point. So now I'm just cheering for, don't tell Paul this, but I'm cheering for the Astros to miss the playoffs right now. See. Seattle currently tied with Colorado 1-1 in the top of the sixth. Houston also tied with the Athletics 1-1 in the bottom of the third. So both teams playing out on the West Coast, both playing pretty inferior opponents right now. The Rangers in the middle of a 7-game losing streak are currently trailing the Twins 4-1 in the top of the ninth. Paul, you're back. So I got your entire rant. So that's okay. Good. We did get everything in there. Good. I think the one question I had was this was the Saints' first road game of the season, right?
It was. Okay. This is I probably said you might have gotten this, but I'll just reiterate. Feels like this was the game everybody was waiting for from the Saints in terms of like the game that just gets away from them. And now it's like that's the Saints team we expected this year.
That's what we were looking for.
That's what we were looking for. So, and it's not going to get any better. They got to go to Buffalo this week. So, yeah, it's like I said. This will quickly become a draft podcast pretty soon.
Right. All right. Marion
How's
Barber
your boys
III. Marion Barber III. Rest in peace. Presents Bears 31, Cowboys 14. This went. I would caution anybody who thinks that Caleb Williams is fixed now from. I would let me present Russell Wilson as a cautionary tale here. So the Cowboys actually like forced a 3-and-out on the Bears' first drive, and then they had their next drive. The Cowboys got the ball. They had a 7-yard run by Javonte Williams and then a 22-yard run. And then Javonte Williams got stripped at the Bears' 28-yard line. So the Bears get the ball back. 5-play, 76-yard touchdown drive, which ends with a Rome Odunze bomb. 35-yard touchdown pass to Rome Odunze. The Cowboys get the ball back. 11 plays, get a field goal. Bears get the ball back. 1 play, 65 yards, touchdown, which was the flea flicker. And Ben Johnson was like, yeah, we had our analysts saw that on film. Buddy, I could have told you that on film. Our coverage sucks. Anybody could have told you that. Did you watch the game last week? Sure, we all knew the Cowboys couldn't cover in space. Good job there. So the
detective work there.
Yeah, really good sleuthing there. So the Cowboys actually got this game to 14-14 at one point. We should also point out that they lost CeeDee Lamb like before he had even caught a pass, so he ended up with absolutely nothing. So they had to go to George Pickens was basically the number one receiver for most of the game. But yeah, it was just a situation. The Bears had like a 19-play drive for a touchdown. The defense couldn't stop anybody. Matt Eberflus, like, our cornerback room is set up so that they've got guys who are really sticky in man coverage. And so obviously the way that you would want to, put those guys and make them the most effective would be to have them play a bunch of zone coverage, right?
Right. You know who might be able to help you with that is Jordan Lewis.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like,
he's playing pretty well for Jacksonville, from what I hear.
Yeah, but also it's not necessarily like obviously they're down guys, but like it's not necessarily the personnel. It's like the scheme that they're like being used. Okay. It's like no one's communicating anything to anybody. You've got Trayvon Diggs and like Jerron Bland's been out, but like the guys that you have are better at man coverage, and you're asking them to just like sit into like soft zones over here, and that's like your plan. Like that's like Jordan Lewis. If Jordan Lewis was being told to like sit in a soft zone, like maybe he would do slightly better, but like you're still going to have Donovan Wilson trying to cover guys, running past him in the like deep third of the field. So like the usage doesn't make any sense is the problem. Plus, they're not getting any pass rush. This was the first game that Caleb Williams has not taken a sack, so that's always a good sign. Like, we need 35-year-old Jadeveon Clowney to come off the bench and like actually provide some pass rush. That's where we are with that situation right now.
Was he active? Was Clowney active?
No, he was inactive for this game, but they expect him to play against Green Bay. And then like it looks like my analogy here is like it looks like somebody just, you know how you see those pictures of zones in like Madden and it's just like big circles where the guy is supposed to like where like the guys are supposed to cover. It looks like somebody showed the players this is where you're supposed to go, and they just basically are like, okay, so I just go stand in this spot, and then that's basically it. So that's the situation. Like the offense is fine. The running game is good. I mean, obviously they're going to have some more challenges to overcome now because Tyler Booker is also out with a high ankle sprain. Yeah. But like the running game's been good. The offense has been fine, but like the defense is so bad that it's like you're putting your offense behind the sticks all the time. You're putting them in pass first situations all the time. Like it's going to be hard for anybody to succeed there. It's not like we have like a otherworldly defense that can just like set our quarterback up in situations where he doesn't have to he can throw for less than 100 yards and still win a game, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry, buddy.
Brutal. Just can we bring Mike Zimmer back? That's what I want.
You did.
Mike Zimmer never should have left.
You did text me and say, you think Mike Zimmer I was like, Mike Zimmer's not thinking of all the things he's thinking about, the Dallas Cowboys are not high on that list, I can tell you right.
That's a shame.
Moving on here. Don Bro presents Chargers 23, Broncos 20. Before we get into this, our man Donnie did send us some emails. So before the game, he sent us this one. Subject line, Chargers injury woes. Says, here we go again with the Chargers. It seems like every season for at least the last 20 years, the Chargers seem like a contender. Then by week 9, their whole team is injured. Already we are at week 3, and they lost Slater in preseason, and Mack went down with a brutal elbow injury. What is this team going to look like by playoff time? To be fair, I should point out the 49ers are the other chronically injured team. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
You
know. So apparently being on the West Coast is not good for your injury situation.
This is the email he sent us yesterday after the game. Subject line, another dumb loss. I was unable to watch all of the game due to my kids' basketball games. We were listening to the game on the way to the gym. The game was lost at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Broncos pick up a fourth down conversion, get the ball down to the 2-yard line, 1st and goal. Broncos had found some success running the ball in the second half, so if it's me, we are running the ball 3 times to punch it in. Broncos were up 17-13, and a touchdown here really puts the pressure on the Chargers. Chargers. Okay, so first down, shotgun, QB draw, gains a yard. 2nd and goal from the 1. Broncos pass the ball, get called for offensive pass interference. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 12. They run 2 crappy pass plays and kick the field goal. I knew at that moment they were going to lose. Just a dumb team. Last week I said I was not worried about Bo yet, but he missed 2 touchdowns, one a flea flicker to a wide-open Mims that he overthrew. And then he overthrew Mims again later on. He has a bad habit of not setting his feet, puts too much air into these balls. I do not think the Broncos are smart enough to be a real contender. We will win a lot of games because the defense will overwhelm bad teams. We had more rushing yards. We won the turnover battle, and we sacked Herbert 5 times and still lost. Unreal. So, Donnie's going through it too, buddy.
Yeah, those are the tough ones, like the close ones where you like had a chance to put it away.
Well, they've had 2.
Yep.
Like that. So,
but yeah, the Colts game as well. So that's back to back, like just really
back to back games. I mean,
Donnie, our heart goes out to you. We're all suffering together.
Now, let me ask this on the Chargers side. So we talked about Mayfield as a possible MVP candidate. Herbert's got to be in that conversation, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Has to be in the conversation. I mean, the throw he makes to, I think it's Allen, that touchdown throw.
The one around Nick Benito where he like basically like bends the ball around him. Yeah, that's
Yep.
I watched the replay and I still don't understand how the ball got there.
It's sick. Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah. That's perverse.
It's perverse. George or Frank. All right. Last game of the afternoon here. Longhorn legend Colt McCoy presents 49ers 16, Cardinals 15. So I texted you at one point and I said a safety might win this for the Cardinals. The Cardinals get a safety.
You put the Paul kibosh on it.
I put the hex on them. Yeah, so they get a holding call in the end zone for a safety, the Cardinals, that is. They go up 15-13, and then return of the Mac Jones leads them down. They kick a field goal. Eddie Pinheiro, is that his?
Yep.
Eddie Pinheiro.
Eddie Pinheiro bread.
Pinheiro bread. Yep. Comes with soup and salad. He kicks a field goal. Another bad beat for us. I had 49ers. We both had -1.5, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, both of these teams, 49ers, another team, as Donnie mentioned in his email, like just injuries, just a big problem for them.
It's been this has been like it started to become like it's not just a like 1 year bad luck, which they had like 1 year where a few years ago where they had 1 year of bad luck and then everybody got healthy the next year and they were fine. Now it's starting to become like, okay, last year they were really injured. This year they're really injured again. It's just like, is this starting to be a trend based on the makeup of their roster?
I read a stat that was so wild. I had to confirm it, and I did verify this. I can't remember the year, but I want to say it's like 2004. Since 2004, the 49ers have either missed the playoffs or made the conference championship game.
No, that's wild.
So, like, yeah, and I went through the whole audience, like, yep, missed playoffs, made at least the conference championship game. So, like, obviously, there's some years they made the Super Bowl, whatever.
That's kind of like Eli Manning's career, basically, right?
Right. Yeah.
So he won 2 Super Bowls and he went to the playoffs 0 times other than that.
Crazy. Sunday night, speaking of Eli Manning, Sammy Knight presents this one, Chiefs 22, Giants 9. This was the Chiefs get-right game, I guess, for them. Kind of.
I mean, they won the game, but I don't know if they got right. Taylor Swift's fiance was seen yelling on the sidelines at Andy Reid.
Andy was letting him have it. Yeah, I almost texted you at halftime because it was 9-6 Chiefs, I think, at halftime. And I almost texted you like, Chiefs are in trouble. Like this, like we might need to have their offense is disgusting right now. And like I've seen like Mahomes miss throws this year, which it's always felt like Mahomes is doing like everything he can to keep the team afloat. And right now it feels like Mahomes like is also off, and that's like contributing based on the fact that like, Taylor Swift's fiance is not who he used to be. I'm just going to just keep calling him that, and then just like, are they are they expected to get Worthy back sooner than they thought?
I haven't seen a timetable on it. He didn't go on IR, so that means like,
right. I
guess they didn't expect it to be more than 4 weeks.
Right. And you can't retroactively put someone on IR.
No, if you put them on, it's 4 weeks from that point. It's not like baseball's injured list where you're like retroactive to 10 days ago.
Yeah. And then the news from the Giants side, it's time to throw some darts. Looks like.
Yeah, the museum of modern dart, as I said, or if he's bad, Jackson Fart. If he stinks,
the Giants will be smelling their own darts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know it's not the best time because they do have the Chargers coming in this week, but it feels like Dayball's trying to save his job. I mean, he's got to show something. You want to take the Monday night game?
No, they don't have the Chargers coming in this week.
Yeah, they do. Who do you say?
They got the Ravens coming in this week.
The Giants?
Oh, I thought you were talking. No, I thought you were talking about the. I thought you were talking about the Chiefs for some reason.
No, buddy. The Giants have the Chargers coming in this week.
Yeah, that'll work out well for them.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, we'll talk about the Chiefs.
We just got
our rods and
cones. They're screwed up. All right, Haloti Nada.
Speaking of the Ravens,
yeah. The Lions 38, Ravens 30. I had Detroit plus 5.5. You had the Ravens minus 5.5. So this was I at least got to close it out with a win. So we both finished. Well, 5-11, not very good. Although there are some people who were worse than us. Old Steve Spurrier.
Yep.
I watched till about halftime of this game, maybe a little.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like Detroit got off to that bad start in Green Bay, and we kind of thought, oh, this is the Ben Johnson effect. Like, maybe he was just like, he was the magic. And ever since then, the Lions have gotten back to kind of like being kind of what we thought they were. Like David Montgomery had a big game in this. Jahmyr Gibbs was also pretty good. They were able to move the ball pretty consistently. And then Derrick Henry, again, coughs up the ball late in the game. Not something you expect from that guy.
This was a classic Dan Campbell Detroit Lions victory. Your defense does just enough. Your offense, I mean, the first couple drives were very impressive. I have to say, I owe an apology to the Detroit Lions, to Dan Campbell. I was not familiar with your game, sir. I mean, and then just the 4th and 2 stuff, like just going for it on fourth down, that fourth down play to Amon-Ra that basically seals the game. I guess we were just wrong about the line, or I was wrong about the Lions. I really thought they were going to take a step back. And look, there's a lot of season left. We'll see what happens.
I thought they would take a step back. I thought they would take less. I probably thought they would take less of a step back than maybe you did. But I still didn't think they would be.
Yeah, I just thought losing 2 coordinators has got to be. It's got to matter, right? And I guess maybe it doesn't.
And I will say on the Ravens side of this, I kind of thought there was a time a couple of years, was it last year or the year before, the Lions and Ravens played each other, and the Ravens basically just smoked them.
Yeah.
And so I thought that that could happen again, but I guess I think Detroit I think we need to give Dan Campbell more credit for being able to judge talent for when he's hiring his coordinators, because he seems to have an eye for what he wants and what basically he understands what he's looking for in terms of managers of the offense and defense and how he wants the team to kind of be from a top-down perspective.
Or just to put it in a bigger picture perspective, he just builds his program, right? He has his program and he builds it in his vision, and then he just gets guys that have that. He's not going to put up. He's not going to hire somebody that's not going to go with him. Basically, you know what I mean? But yeah, the very impressive victory for the Ravens. Yeah, I mean, listen, they did this last year, right? They started 0-2. We talked about this last week. They started 0-2. Then they had to kind of work their way up. I mean, the one thing about the AFC North, it's not as daunting as we thought it would be, because now with Burrow being hurt, the Steelers don't look like world beaters. I mean, the Browns are the Browns. I think they'll be fine. These losses are going to start catching up with Harbaugh, I think, at some point. These primetime close losses, games that, I mean, this game was at home. It's not like they were in Detroit. I mean, this is a home game on Monday night. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like something's there.
Something's missing.
Something's missing. I don't know. All right. Anything else on week 3 before we move ahead to Week 4.
No, I think we're ready to move on to week 4.
All right. Week 4 is going to kick off Thursday night, an NFC West battle. That's going to be presented by Colts legend Dwight Freeney, of all people. It's going to be Seahawks at Cardinals. Cardinals are going to be the home favorite here. They're going to lay 1.5 points. Out of respect to my good friend Trang, I'm going to go ahead and take the Cardinals. I'm going to lay the 1.5 points. I will also take the Cardinals in our confidence picks, but I'm only going to put it at a 1.
I am taking the Seahawks plus the 1.5, and I'm taking Seahawks at 8.
All right, so this is a big swing game for us here. I just don't trust Kyler Murray. That's just it. And then we failed to mention your cousin James Conner out for the season. RIP. Trey Benson now is going to be the starting running back. I got to figure out what to do with my fantasy team because right now my running backs are basically the running back in Washington that doesn't get carries and Zach Charbonnet, who didn't play against the Saints because he was
who also doesn't get carries.
Yeah, so rough. Let's move on to Sunday. Hey, we get to wake up early and watch some football from Dublin. Bubby Brister. I don't think he's making the trip, but Bubby Brister will be presenting Vikings Steelers. This is technically a Steelers home game. Steelers are getting 1.5 points. I am taking the 1.5 with the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers to win, and I have it at a 2.
I'm taking the Vikings. I'm going to take them I'm going to lay the 1.5 points, and I'm going to take the Vikings to win in our confidence pool, and I'm going to have the 5 points.
The Pete.
Yeah, we were right on the border. So we're head to head on the first 2 games here, aren't we?
Head to head on the first 2. Yeah, there we go. I have a feeling we will not be head to head on this.
Nope.
All due respect to the great Jabari Greer, Super Bowl champion Jabari Greer. He presents Saints at Bills. Bills are laying 15.5. Stone cold lock of the century. This could be 20.5, and I'd still lay the points. Josh Allen's gonna. I mean, this is going to be a disaster. I mean, I've taken the Bills. I'm laying the points. And I've got Bills at 16 in the confidence pool.
Bills 16.
There you go.
Book it.
Did we both have Seahawks at 16 last week? No, I've had the Saints. I had the Saints at 1 because of my respect for Trang.
Yeah.
How far did that get me?
No, it didn't get you anywhere.
Shout out to our good friend Trang. Shout out to Ryan from Saints Block Party Podcast. He tweeted today. He said, "For what it's worth, the Bills' defense is probably the worst defense the Saints have played this season. But it's not going to matter. I mean, it's just
take the over, folks."
Yeah, there you go. Well, it depends on the weather. Depends on what the weather is going to be like in Buffalo. Hey, we got a new one here for this next game. Hang on, I got to pull up the name real quick. Just give me
Dick Absher?
Camp for a while here.
Okay, are you talking about
Camp? Richard Alfred Absher Jr., or as his friends call him, Dick Absher.
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pull this one out of?
It's in the air, buddy. It's in the air. He presents Commanders Falcons, and actually, he also played for the Saints for 3 years. Middle linebacker. But he's presenting Commanders Falcons here. Falcons are home underdogs. They are getting 2.5. I don't think Terry McLaurin is playing, and Jaden Daniels may not play either, but I'm still laying the 2.5 with the Commanders. And I'm taking the Commanders at a 3.
I'm torn here. Okay.
I mean, now listen, the Penix thing, well, no, this is not their first road game. They had a road game against Minnesota. Or this is not their first home game. They had a home game against Tampa.
Okay, I'm gonna take Atlanta. I'm gonna take the Falcons plus the 2.5.
Okay.
And I am going, but in the confidence picks, I'm going to take Commanders for 3.
We're both on Commanders 3 there for the confidence. So we're head-to-head in 3 out of the 4 so far.
Where did I have...
Don't know if we'll...
Sorry, where did I have Seahawks Cardinals again for the confidence?
Give me a second. You had Seahawks at a 8.
Okay.
All right, moving on here. Gary Danielson. Yes, boys and girls, that Gary Danielson that does SEC on CBS every Saturday presents Browns at Lions. Lions are laying 8.5. I don't know if we'll be on opposite ends here. I'm taking the Lions. I'm laying the points, and I've got Lions at 14 in the confidence.
So I'm taking the Browns plus the points.
Okay, so we are head-to-head.
But I'm taking the Lions in the confidence for 7.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're Detroit, this is kind of a trap game. You're coming home after a big emotional Monday night win on the road. Cleveland, like I said, that defense is no joke. That pass rush is no joke. So be careful, Detroit. That's all I'll say. But I'm gonna. All right, up next, who we got here? We've got newest Cowboy, Jadeveon Clowney.
Cowboy Legend presents Titans Texans. Texans are at home laying 6.5. I am going to. Okay, this is the game. This is the get right game.
Okay.
CJ Gardner-Johnson's not there to blow coverage.
All right.
Texans minus 6.5 here.
And what about the confidence pick?
And for the confidence pick, I have Texans at a 13.
All right. So I am taking the points with Tennessee, taking the 6.5. But I will take the Texans in the confidence pick at a 6.
We got a lot of head-to-head going on here, don't we?
A lot of head-to-head. We're at odds this week. I don't know. Maybe we need to.
Those games will finish 500, and then all the other games will be a disaster.
I'm pretty sure the one we agree on, the Bills Saints. I'm pretty sure we're going to get that one. Well, we may not get the spread. We may not get the 15. Well, maybe, I don't know.
You never know.
Up next, Chris, don't call me Hulk Hogan. Presents Panthers at Patriots. Patriots laying 4.5. I am laying the points with the Patriots. I'm not buying the Panthers result from this past week. I am taking the Patriots to win in the confidence pick out of 4.
Patriots minus 4.5. Patriots 6 points on the confidence.
Very good. All right. The game that we got crossed up on a minute ago. Another Saints legend here, Norman Hand. He's got hand, and he's going to need it.
I've got hand. You're going to need it.
Chargers at Giants. This is the Eli Manning Phillip Rivers Bowl. Giants are getting 5.5 points. This will be Jackson Dart's first start as a Giant. I think we're in agreement here. We're both laying the points with the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers in the confidence out of 13.
I have Chargers minus 5.5, and I have Chargers at 14.
Okay, so we're pretty close there.
Yep.
And up next, last but not least, last game of the early window, Stephen F. Austin State University legend Jeremiah Trotter presents Eagles at Bucks. Bucks are the home dog here. They're getting 3.5. I'm laying the points with the Eagles, and I'm taking the Eagles in the confidence out of 5.
All right, Bucks plus 3.5. Bucks 1.
All right, that's fine. I thought you might go that route.
Yeah, give me the upset so I can cheer for my cheer the way I want to.
I mean, we should point out, I think it was week 4 last season, the Eagles went to Tampa and got stomped. So, for what it's worth. Late window, Iowa Hawkeye legend C.J. Beathard, the last quarterback to play at Iowa that was worth a damn. Jaguars at 49ers. 49ers minus 3.5. I am going to lay the points with the 49ers. I still don't trust the Jaguars all the way. I'm taking the 49ers in the confidence pool at an 8.
49ers minus 3.5, 49ers 12.
Okay. Up next. This actually should be a pretty good game. I'm pretty interested to watch this one. This one's presented by Craig Ironhead Hayward. Colts at Rams. Rams laying 3.5. I'm going to lay the points with the Rams. I mean, they basically gave that game away in Philadelphia. I know the Colts are coming in hot. I feel like this is going to be the best defense that Danny Dimes has played this season, maybe except for the Broncos, maybe.
Broncos.
But so I'm interested to see. But I'm going to lay the points with the Rams. I'm going to lay the 3.5. I'm taking the Rams in confidence at a 7.
Rams minus 3.5. Rams 9.
Okay, so we're somewhat aligned there. The game of the week presented by Bam Morris, one of my favorites. Ravens at Chiefs. Chiefs are the home dog here. They're getting 2.5 points. If I can get the Chiefs getting points, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to take the Chiefs with the points. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win. I'm putting it at a 9.
We got a big swing right here.
Oh.
Ravens minus 2.5.
Okay.
Ravens 10.
Here we go. Here's the thing. Here's my reasoning. Of these two teams, I think the Chiefs can least afford to be 1-3 because their division, in my opinion, is a little tougher sledding than the Ravens.
So my counter argument to that would be, of these two teams, the Ravens are the one team that I feel I've seen play competent offense this season.
True. I will say if this game was in Baltimore, I definitely would be taking the Ravens. Because it's in Kansas City, that's kind of why I'm leaning towards the Chiefs. So who knows? Chiefs fans, I apologize for picking you. Last game of the late window presented by HaHa Clinton Dix. Bears at Raiders. Raiders are laying 1.5. I am going to take the points with the Bears, and I'm going to pick the Bears in confidence at a 10.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Bears too. So I'm going to take the Bears plus the 1.5. Yeah, the Raiders
have the Raiders done anything to warrant them being favored in any game? Well, I guess the Bears haven't either.
They beat the Patriots pretty bad in that first game. that was it.
That's true.
Now I'm gonna flip this. I'm gonna go Raiders minus 1.5, and I'm gonna take the Raiders in the confidence pool, and I have the Raiders at 2.
So that'll be a big swing if the Raiders win because I have Bears at 10. So
yeah, this is me betting on so the Bears looked really high this week, and the Raiders looked really low, and so my bet is that there's some like overcorrection there.
For what it's worth, Geno against the Saints defense when Dennis Allen was the head coach, Geno played pretty well. So Dennis Allen now the defense coordinator with the Bears. The Sunday night game get canceled this week?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to play that. I think they decided to just
Well, if they do decide to play it, Jalen Smith's going to present it. It's Packers at Cowboys. Cowboys are getting 6.5. I'm laying the 6.5 with the Packers. I'm taking the Packers at a 15 on a confidence pick.
We're right on the money. Packers 15.
There you go. I think this could not have worked out any worse for the Cowboys.
Yeah, the fact that they lost that game in Cleveland, like if they had come in like feeling good, like maybe you can sneak up on them. Like you're not sneaking up on them now.
No. And Micah said it's going to hurt when he has to take Dak down. But
well, the fact that our offensive line is all dying right now is going to help him there.
All right. Oh, look, our favorite thing in the world, Brandon, a Monday Night Football doubleheader. And boy,
and look at the game. It's not just that it's a doubleheader.
The Saints legend Thomas Morstead deserves much better, but he's presenting Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins minus 2.5. I'm going to lay the points with the Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins at an 11 on the confidence scale.
You're a lot higher than I am on the Dolphins. I
had to put something there. I mean, it's like I just didn't feel confident about a lot of these games. What you got?
Okay, I'll take Dolphins minus 2.5, and I have Dolphins in the confidence pool, and I have Dolphins at 4.
4. Yeah, that's what I figured. I was going through and I'm like, I got to put something. I got to do something. And then last but not least, our friend Donnie here, Longhorn legend Quan Cosby presents Bengals at Broncos. Broncos minus 7.5.
Don't call me Bill Cosby.
Thank you very much. That's a good point to make. So Broncos laying 7.5. Against my better judgment, I'm going to take the Bengals with the points, but I'm going to take the Broncos to win. Confidence pool at a 12.
Okay, so I'm taking the Broncos 7.5 minus the 7.5, and I'm taking the Broncos to win in the confidence pool at 11.
All right, so we're pretty close there. So apologies to
Broncos
Donnie if we
at
jinx
11. Yep.
Apologies to Donnie if we jinx. I'm sure we'll get another email.
How could you do this to me?
Send it in, Donnie. All right, so there's our picks for week 4. Man, week 4 already. Oh, by the way, well, I'll save that for a minute after we do our next segment here. Anything else on week? Well, let's get to our Georgia's getting upset. Okay, so my upset picks. I am 2-1 on the year. Upset picks. I think I considered. I mean, I could just take the Chiefs to beat the Ravens because that's technically an upset. But
yeah,
I think I'm gonna go. I didn't really take a lot of points this week. I laid a lot more points.
Yeah, I laid a lot of points too.
I guess I kind of have to go.
Take him, Paul.
Yeah, what the hell? I'll take Chiefs over Ravens. I'll take Chiefs over Ravens as my upset.
And I'm going to take Bucks over Eagles.
Fair enough. Bucks over Eagles.
I think I got a feeling I got a feeling right now.
About what?
About this.
Jerry, it's 3 years now.
I'll let you go first on this one.
Packers over Cowboys.
And I'll take Bills over Saints.
There we go. That's the way to do it.
That's how we do it. That's how we roll here.
We're the self-loathing podcast of the year.
For what it's worth, when I did Cardinals over Saints week 1, I got that one right. But the game was close, at least.
It was close.
Bills. We can't use Bills. We can't use Bills for the Survivor. We already used them.
We cannot. Let me see. Okay.
Do you want to use Packers or you want to save them?
Let me look. So the highest picked teams this week, the Chargers are at 20% of picks. Texans are at 9%.
The Chargers one scares me a little bit just because they're going. It's an East Coast.
There's
game.
there's an unknown quantity to it too, like with Dart.
Right, like Dart could be really good for all we know.
What about Texans? Texans over Titans.
Ooh.
That's one.
Oh, I don't trust the Texans.
No, you don't.
LSU at this point. Like I don't.
Patriots over Panthers.
That's an interesting one.
I mean, the Packers right now are only 3.71%, so there is that. So that's like one that we could. The Packers over the Cowboys.
How about Detroit over Cleveland? Can we use Detroit?
That makes me nervous. The Cleveland defense makes me nervous. Yeah, and they are.
What happened?
Oh, sorry about that.
What happened?
Oh, sorry. There was a video clip playing on my browser over here for some reason. I guess you couldn't hear it. It was really loud in my ears. So the Lions are 25% of the picks this week. So I would try to stay away from that one.
Okay, so these are the picks that we agreed on this week, just for whatever that's worth. The Bills, which we can't use.
Right.
Patriots, the Chargers, the 49ers, the Rams, the Packers, the Dolphins. That's the ones that we agreed on. So if we have to use one of those, I mean, I don't trust the Dolphins.
Nope.
We could do the Packers, but then we lose that one moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Rams over Colts, that one feels iffy.
That still feels a little dicey too.
49ers over Jags feels dicey. Chargers over Giants, we just talked about that one. Patriots, but Patriots over Panthers doesn't feel like I don't feel overly certain about that one either. We talked about the Lions.
So I would say between the Patriots and the Packers, I think those are the two teams I feel like most confident in winning this week.
I said, okay, let's go with the Patriots. Let's just roll the dice with them.
Let's roll the dice.
I mean,
all right. They are playing at home,
and if it doesn't work out, they are playing at home.
Then we hate the Drake.
We hate the Drake if it doesn't work out.
All right, I've got it locked in.
Let me look ahead. Let me look ahead here real quick. I kind of want to see if there's there's a very obvious one next week. I'm looking at it right now. I won't spoil it, but I'm looking at least one that's like staring me right in the face. Maybe two.
Boy, that Saints-Giants game is going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Might be Dart. I don't think it'll be shook by that point, unless Rattler just really poops the bed this week against Buffalo. I think it'll be Rattler versus Dart, that one. That's the game that needs to get flexed to Tubi.
Lions over Bengals?
No.
Oh, Colts-Raiders?
No. It's at the 1 o'clock window. It's an AFC game. Two teams that met on Christmas Day last year.
Ravens-Texans?
Yep. Bing, bing, ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that's not a bad. I like that.
That might be we haven't used the Ravens, have we?
We have not.
Yeah, so that might be.
So far we've used Broncos, Bills, Chiefs, and now Patriots.
All AFC teams. We haven't used an NFC team yet.
Man, that Chiefs one looked a little dicier than it should have. Kind of glad we got that out of the way. We just get that win.
Well, that was kind of the reason I wanted to do it, because I'm like, if they're gonna win, it's going to be
against the Giants.
You would hope it'd be that one, but we'll see. Next week, so we should say for week 5, there are 4 teams on a bye, so we actually will have teams off next week. For what that's worth. Including Andy's beloved Bears. So
I wish my team was on the bye.
No joke, right? No joke. I did want to mention before we sign off, this Friday, September the 26th, will be the 1-year anniversary of our first episode.
Nice.
I checked today. We first episode dropped. We were previewing week 4 last year. And first episode dropped September 26th, according to Spotify. At least on Spotify, that's when it dropped. So, happy anniversary, buddy. Happy
anniversary.
We're still here.
We should also, send our heartfelt wishes out to the family of Rudy Johnson.
Yes. And actually, I will talk about him next week. I said it just so happened Lions are playing the Bengals, and that was his 2 teams. So we'll
that's perfect.
We'll honor him next week. He'll present that game and maybe talk a little bit about him. But yeah, that was tragic news to hear today. Do we know what happened? Was it?
Yeah, it was a suicide. Unfortunately.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
that's tough. Well, yeah, our prayers, thoughts and prayers to him and his family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's tough. I hate to end the show on a somber note like that, but we'll be back next week previewing week 5, reviewing week 4. Hopefully
I got to figure out a time. I got to figure out a time where I can sneak off to the theater and go see him before it's gone.
I've heard, because it may be gone quicker than you think. I've heard.
Yeah, that's the only problem. The Rotten Tomatoes reviews have not been kind to it.
So the podcast I listened to about it, the review wasn't bad. It felt like it was not what was promised, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I didn't get a lot of spoilers about what happens, but it just felt like, it just wasn't what was promised. I'm hoping to get to the theater as well. Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro, amongst others. It's getting a lot of great buzz. Though I keep hearing this might be his Oscar movie, Paul Thomas Anderson, that is.
Well, just because he didn't get ripped off because the movie that won was also like really good, but he also had There Will Be Blood that kind of like just kind of ran into
that year was
buzzsaw,
tough.
so to speak. Yeah,
that year was tough. No Country for Old Men was a force, and he also did. Boogie Nights came out the same year as Titanic. He's had some really good movies over the years, but they're thinking this is the one. So we'll see. I do hope to check it out, and if I do, we'll talk about it next week. Maybe we'll talk about him. We got hopefully there's a new show coming out on FX. Oh, by the way, Alien Earth. Just for you, our boy Oliphant's in it.
Really?
Good.
Oh, nice.
It's really good. Yeah. So if that's a reason for you to maybe check it out. But FX has a new show. I think it debuts tomorrow, starring Ethan Hawke and Peter Dinklage, and it looks like
Peter Dinklage.
Did you hear the rumor that he was? Remember the episode of Seinfeld that starts with Elaine? She's in bed and she answers the phone, and it's the wake up call guy, and she's like flirting with him. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what episode. Well, anyway, there was a long-standing rumor on the internet that voice on the other side of the phone was Peter Dinklage. But he's denied it. He's denied it. There's never been confirmation of it. But Peter, come on the show. Let us know.
Let us know.
But we'll you can expect more of that next week. We'll talk to everybody next week. Hope everybody has a good week. Good last weekend in September. We'll be getting into October here pretty soon. So hope everybody stays safe. We'll see everybody next week. Happy football.
Happy football.